It's my 17th birthday today, and in the honor of my 17th trip around the sun, I want to talk about 17 lessons that I wish someone had taught me while I was still in kindergarten so that I could have been financially independent and retired by now. So, lesson number 1 is that if you don't want to be average, don't do what the average person is doing. As simple as that. If you want to be different, you need to act different. Your outputs directly depend on your inputs. So, lesson number 2 is to take risks. Life is short, take risks and try different things. Don't be afraid of failure because it's often a necessary step on the path to success. It's easier said than done. Most people read these motivational quotes, but very few actually go ahead and take risks. So try to be one of those and take risks. Lesson number 3 is to keep your doors open. Now this is both literally and metaphorically. Some of my best friends in college, I met them only because I used to keep my room's door open. That is, by virtue of serendipity. And even generally, you get luckier by exposing yourself to more opportunities. It's simple mathematics and probability. If your chances of getting lucky are X%, you can increase your instances of being lucky by just simply increasing the number of trials. So, try to keep your doors open. Tip 4 is the all-time cliche, learn from your mistakes. Now this is again one of those things that looks good on your wallpaper, but people rarely follow it. So, if you actually try to learn from the mistakes that you've made, it would massively help you with self-improvement. Lesson 5 is to take more pictures than you think you should be taking. I was always camera shy as a kid, but now that I look back, I kind of feel bad that I didn't take much pictures. And so now, I take as many pictures and videos as I can, even when sometimes others think it is a little weird, but I've absolutely made it a life mission to capture as much as possible. Next is to stay curious. Curiosity is the key to learning and growing as an individual. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and challenge yourself. Do things you don't think you'll ever do. You might fail, you might be embarrassed, but that's it. No one cares, and you might actually find something that is worth finding. Next step is to do self-introspection and reflect on your life regularly. Even if you are taking the right decisions in life and you are on the correct path, it's always a good idea to take some steps back and analyze it from a different perspective. Before we move on, if you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit that like button. Straightforward, try to follow your passion is bad advice. Before you scrape everything off and follow your passion, try to get good at the stuff you're already doing and you might find something you love. If you don't, then you know it's not the right career path for you. Lesson 9 is that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If you try, you might not be successful. Heck, you might fail even 9 out of 10 times. But still, a 10% success rate is far better than 0%. Just remember, giving up is never an option. Change is a natural part of life, so embrace it and adapt in new situations. You may discover new opportunities and experiences along the way. It's also equally important to know when to resist change and when to embrace it, because the right timing makes all the difference. Lesson 11 is to seek forgiveness rather than permission. If you want to do something and you think it's the right thing to do, just go ahead and do it. If someone has a valid objection, you can always seek forgiveness later on. This just makes execution so much faster and more efficient because the quickly you'll try and fail, the quickly you'll learn. Lesson 12 is to stay open-minded to new perspectives and people. When you get out of your little bubble, you realize the diversity this world has to offer. Being accepting and open-minded often helps to make your journey smoother and look at life from different perspectives. Lesson 13 is to take full responsibility of your life. Taking full responsibility means taking responsibility of everything that happens with you, regardless of why it happened. This gives you so much more power and control over things you think that are out of your control. This is different from assuming that anything wrong is your fault. For example, instead of thinking that your friends forced you to make this decision or do this thing, take responsibility that whoever you might be influenced by, it was you who actually took that decision and you are totally accountable for it. Next is that learning never stops. Learning is a lifelong journey. I used to think I won't have to study after 10, then after 12, after IIT JEE, and now that I'm in college, I've realized that learning is a constant process and it won't stop even when I'm out of college. In fact, real learning rarely happens inside a classroom in closed walls. Lesson 15 is to know what deserves your attention and mental peace. Knowing what things actually matter in your life makes it so much easier to move forward in life because you leave the baggage of someone or something unimportant behind. Know what things you should actually care about and prioritize to not let the other things affect you. Lesson 16 is to stay humble and grounded. Failure and success are both parts of life. So it's important to stay humble and grounded. Remember where you came from and the people who helped you along the way. If you don't want to be affected by the lows, don't be affected by the highs as well. The last lesson is that ego isn't that bad when you're just starting out. In fact, I might be wrong, but I feel it's a good thing to have a little bit of ego when you're new in the field. No matter what you do, there will always be something or someone trying to pull you down, and that ego will help you keep going in such situations. After all, nothing matters if you quit the game in between. So to keep going, ego can be a really powerful tool. So that was all. I hope you take away at least something from this video. Let me know in the comments which of these lessons resonated with you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.